Right, welcome back. Last time, well, we went ahead and grabbed plutocracy ideas and gone through the first four of them. I will be avoiding going up into Plutech for a while, if only because I don't really want to Plutech. Yeah. And we've also started setting up a commercial district. Well, commercial industry. And I have invested into it because, technically no one's actually owning it. Which is rather strange, so I wanted to make sure. So, investment probably will make it work properly. Probably. Though I'm not sure if that's going to be really accurate or not. Oh well. Population's growing. Especially the peasant population. As well as also the burgher population. Well, they were growing, the burgher population, but it was migration just to get them to come in. Right. Oh, I've also gone ahead and gone to natural order in order to reduce the amount of influence that the aristocrats generate in the faction system, which will weaken them. Well, somewhat weaken them. It also means that I'll have an easier time getting, well, getting reforms through that I need to occur. Although it will lower my tax income for a while because of high provincial corruption. Especially since they don't like me, so... And the reforms themselves provide provincial corruption. Malaria? I don't know. How did it get to here? So, someone else made an investment into commerce. I think. Either that or the investment didn't go all the way through. There we go! The burghers. Ha! Finally. So. Okay, so the Metropolitans have a faction. The burghers still don't technically exist as a faction. How did nobility get up to 61% though? Is that accurate? No? Okay. Still don't exist as a faction. The fact that they own property does mean that they should arrive soonish. How's my income looking? Massive jump, though that's probably because the commercial property, which is... Commerce is extremely volatile. Do I have to say that? Yeah, I probably should. Because it comes... One year is a buying phase, and the other year is a selling phase, at least last I looked. And the end result is, honestly, kind of unsurprising. Can make a lot of money very quickly, but also loses a lot of money really, really quickly. Hopefully I can keep innovative this high by continuously researching mill tech. I'm not even investing into military taxation, so this should be fine. Though the 9 ducats a year, yeesh. That is 0.75 ducats a month. This will help fill my coffers quickly. I just hope I can handle the sudden drops that will occur. Though I may end up having to hand it off to them anyway, it's the burghers anyway at some point. Yeah, it's in Liguria, what do I care? It was in... Affected, okay. No one died. I guess the malaria outbreak just kind of petered out. Huh, okay. moving on then. I want to see how much money I earn now. It's around 0.3 per month. 0.37 per month. So I think my taxation efficiency is rising due to rising state reach. I'm also losing money due to corruption, but not that much. .86. Yeah, I was correct. 0.75 per month. Plus the half base tax income per month from familial estates. Oh yes. So I expect next year the money's gonna disappear again. Unless they've managed to make it so that you buy and sell at the same time. That'll make the commerce industry extremely profitable. I would like burger wages to reduce. So I hope more burgers migrate on in. Okay, so there seems to be actually a lot of burgers here. I guess commerce industry doesn't actually need much in the way of burgers being available. Urban industry, on the other hand, well, at least the urban wages are actually starting to reduce now. Because of people moving in. And potentially also those industries closing. Yeah. Peasants are also here. Actually. Let's open up a cottage industry slot. It allows me to put more peasants to use. And more industrial goods without the threat, I guess. Style. Cottage industry. There we go. So my peasant population is able to expand even, well, without actual limit, because I can build up cottage industry as much as I want. The only limitation is the fact that other industries exist and also get this stuff. However, peasantry in general tend to have lower wages. Usually. Not always. Not always. Merit in wealth. When society equals wealth with worth, it also assigns worth to the primary means by which it is acquired. And where worth is recognized, participation soon follows. Merchants from trade centers, plus 20%. National honors, -1. Not helpful, and neither is this, not really. This is going to be nice, at least. Well, the yearly Republican tradition. Honestly, most of the stuff is useless until I at the very least get my first merchant, which will involve... Yeah, I need more trade power. A lot more. Problem is, trade power is kind of pointless unless I can get a trade sector set up. Trying to find a province with... Okay, that's just the province I'm looking for. How much commercial do they have? 15. Huh. They also have 153 burgers. A little more than twice as much as I have currently. Yeah, the 15 is probably enough. That's probably enough to house all of them. I don't remember how much money the commercial district made last year. If I can see it, it would at least tell me whether or not it's good to keep it, the money, the property, or else if I should just dump it into the burgers the first chance I get. Rome or Avenue? The pair of elections threw the church into turmoil. There had been anti-pope claimants to the papacy before, but most of them had been appointed by various rival factions. In this case, the College of Cardinals had elected both the Pope and the anti-pope. The conflicts quickly escalated from a church problem to a diplomatic crisis that divided Europe. Secular leaders have to decide which claim they will recognize. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Is this the exact same? Okay, let me... Through phase, possible advisors, missionary strings, introduce spread, tech cost. Yeah, it's the same. Well. Wowee. It'd probably be smart to stick with Lubeck. Though honestly, since mostly religion doesn't really matter that much since we're republics. Yeah, let's just stick with Muslim. Yeah. Let's just stick with Rome for the time being. Let's improve relations with Hamburg in order to ensure that I continue to get my institution spread. Everyone has an opinion. Oh. No, wait, that's in November. Right, the whole thing expires in November. It'd be difficult to tell which exactly is the one I'm looking for. Unless it already expired because it was in October. Way, seems it's time I've expanded, well, invested into expanding the bureaucracy again. Yep. 50 stat points. Ugh. Anything I can do here? Nope. I am not providing land grants. I may decide to expropriate some of their property, but land grants is not something I think I should do. I'm not entirely sure how they're even making money, considering all this. Everything but the academics are losing cash. Bleeding cash, might be more precise. Plus, my residents have started to hit the, have already hit the cap from amenities. Their death rate will slowly climb. In fact, I will say this. Normally, with how their needs are fulfilled, their population should actually be growing. But it's already starting to reduce again. Of course, I will continue to have them migrate into here, but still. This is something that needs to be solved at some point. I just hope I can manage to do that. I hope the burghers end up getting enough power in order to, well, have an influence. The simple fact is that they don't seem to have enough power to be considered inside of the elite system, well, the estate system, yeah. Expenses are still high. Actually, let's just stop it here. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Property issues, yeah. For a short time, I was making a ton of money off of the commercial districts. Because I was selling off a lot of the accumulated stockpile that I can, sell abroad, like the military goods or the industrial goods. Because I produce more of those than I need. Heck, the military gets getting more expensive. However, there's still a lot of other stuff. I mean, knowledge can be sold abroad too, that's for sure. I believe it's possible for well, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the clergy started reinvesting into academics. Even if it doesn't make much money at the moment. Well, actually, yeah, it's the only thing making anywhere close to a decent amount of money. Everything else is losing money. Although, to a degree, that doesn't really matter, because, well, freeholding means that you're working what you own, so you get all the profits yourself. And since, well, farms and whatnot don't have inputs, the only real expense is labor, and, well, with that money you can just pay for the costs. Because you are the labor yourself. That's why freeholding is good. Or at least one reason why. State reach is going up. We're almost at 15%, which would unlock more reforms. Though, again, I don't plan on reforming the administrative stuff for a while. Because, well, simply put, there needs to be 20 influence, and I'm not certain if I can get it up to that point. Not even at the very beginning, which the bureaucrats have about 5 influence. And of course, I've been constantly refreshing the, Whoops, just dropped something on the keyboard. Didn't really hit anything, though. Any keys? Yes, it did. It hit the spacebar. Whoops. Yeah. Not sure if I can even get to that point. I'd rather wait a bit in order to have bureaucratic influence be at around 7. Because at that point, I think it's nice certain I'll be able to get it. Because, well, I am not going to get 20 out of it. I might not get 15, but 13, yeah. Plus, the higher the state reaches, the more power the bureaucrats have, and the more that influence shows. Though, there is also the fact that you can only go so far. Well, there's bureaucratic politicization. Factional rule is the key here. Though, I don't think I can get to that. I don't even see it. Politicized higher. I would have to organize the bureaucracy first, and that requires... And on top of that, already 30 bureaucratic influence. Eventually I want to get to a spoils system. I'm not sure if I want to go all the way to an independent service. Definitely going to take time. One good thing about being a republic is that executive authority isn't actually a problem. Yeah. Huh? 30 or 40? Oh, okay, less than that. Right. Right. I want to move away from serfdom at some point to oppress peasantry. The thing is, this will actually produce my welfare. However, everything up to free peasantry means I can just continuously allow for oppression of the peasantry, because it's already bottomed out. It bottomed out really quickly. The peasantry are at 0 freedom, so... Of course, that doesn't disallow migration, which is really good. Even though serfdom is technically that the pops literally should not be able to move in the first place. The clergy are happy with me, for the time being. I mean, a post-populist reform refreshes quickly enough so that I can keep them happy. Which means they provide a lot of Republican tradition in the way of faction support and ensure they don't provide that much corruption. Of course, their influence is nothing compared to the aristocrats, but... I have also decided to eventually start upping the exemptions for military service for the gentry, because I don't even plan on using them in the military anyway. However, yeah, this will take time. Definitely. I'm just happy I don't have to rely on them for recruitment in the first place. In the meantime, I'm going to have to adjust some things like court titles, autonomous holdings. Those will be the primary focus. Later on, it's probably going to be dues. I still don't think I'm going to get much tax money from them, but that's the only reforms I have, thankfully. There really isn't much to take away from here. Dithmarschen is already pretty progressive for its time. Yet there's things like this. The bureaucracy is junk, though. I think it's I'm not sure if this is the worst possible scenario, but it's pretty bad. The church has so much power. Oh! One other thing happened. Yeah, the Avignon Rome. Well, the Avignon anti-pope happened, so. Well, yeah. I decided to stick with the Pope in Rome. Which makes Schleswig-Holstein hate me even more than they already have. Yeah. So. Well, that's not a problem. I'm safe in Lubec's arms. Inside the Trade League, so. But yeah, there's also the fact that the burghers are actually showing up in the elites interface of the province, which is good. It means that they're gaining power. Plus, it also means that the loyalty will not start at 0, at least not within, once they finally get a national presence, which might have to wait until they get 1%. I just hope it doesn't take that long, because I have to interact with them. And there's various ways I can do that. But still, at this point, I cannot do so. So they don't even show up here. But they already are investing. They have a little bit of farmland and a little bit of and a tiny amount of industrial property to themselves. Yeah. Yep. Right there, 1.4 out of 70. And within the industrial, they have 0.05, even less than the residents or the state. Remember, I dumped 90% of that to the clergy, which was already just. It was just 2.6, so about 2.4 got dumped onto the clergy. Just goes to show how much they have. The academics are actually doing quite well, though. I'll also say that's strange. Isn't there a lot of... Yeah, there's a lot of excess clergy labor. Because some of them decided not to work for some reason. Anyway. Soon enough I can just click this button and get it, though... yeah, it's probably best to wait. Maybe there's some point where I need it or something. Yeah, this is going to take time. Trade efficiency over 15%. It's at 1.8%. Yeah, okay. Right, that's good enough for now. Corruption's going down, which is nice. Provincial corruption is also going down, actually rather rapidly. That's nice. Would like for autonomy to reduce. That has to take time. Plus, corruption from laws also finally shows the, well, how it's calculated. It's state reach squared, which is interesting. So a small state reach will have very little, make it so that the laws have very little effect. But a large state reach? Oh boy. So I'm going to have to do law reform too at some point. I also would like to dump all the commercial sectors into the hands of the burghers, because this stuff isn't profitable at all. It was, for one glorious month where I earned 0.75 money from national income. Well, 0.75 ducats a month. 9 in a year. And then it all went gone. But yeah, that's good enough for now. I might do another academic investment, but that's something for later. Although I will have to say, I did a 10 ducat investment into commercial, and, well, I think that burghers invested some money too, and it all just went up to 6. So academic is probably safe to touch. At least decently safe. Oh, and the residents are starting to die, but they're still immigrating, so that's good. Hopefully someone collects up enough money to build amenities to rank 1. I say someone because I don't know if I'm going to be capable of that. Amenities are expensive. Build infrastructure. About 200 ducats, to be precise. Yeah, so that's just for 8. I don't think any of the estates are capable of producing that much. Just look here. The joys of one province. The nobles almost have enough money, but why would they do that? The clergy, maybe. They're probably just going to end up reinvesting it somewhere else, though. The burghers, yeah, but they're also earning the least amount of money at only less than 5 ducats a year. Of course, that's still more money than I'm earning, because with all the expenses, I currently get 0.13 ducats a month. A month! That's less than 2 ducats a year. Yeah, that's really the problem, isn't it? I earn very little money, so I'm going to have to be relying on the estates doing their thing. And they do so occasionally, but not always. Besides, I have to wait for peasants to come in. They are being born, and they're also immigrating, but they're not immigrating as fast as I would like for them to. My rural sector just needs more workers. Heck, I need more population in general. Not just for economic reasons, but also eventually military reasons too. I'm well aware of the fact that by now I probably could get my manpower over 1,000. But only if I send about as much money as I'm currently spending on advisors maintenance. And I can't afford to do that. So. Oh, and Plutocracy's ideas is almost finished. I should get the last one soon enough. And then I can get civil religion and finally get that poor relief edict. I'll probably end up replacing the Tolerance Act. Don't need it. And the end result will be, well, yeah. Also, reform desire is at 13%. Yay. Oh well. Things are slowly plodding along. I've noticed that land tax has been increased. Might want to look into getting noble dues at some point. Would be nice to actually be able to tax them. Though I do wonder, are noble dues always usable? Okay, let's see here. Towards on timber. Substances, alcohol. Okay. Direct taxation. Land tax, poll tax, property tax, inheritance tax, chattels tax. Yeah, this handles admin point stuff. And I figure the diplo point stuff is always available. It's just a question of whether or not it's practical. Okay. Well, the question I'm wondering is, are the gentry even investing into the military? Nope, there is no feudal levy. Good to see. National Army does not exist as far as I'm concerned. We can build that up again later. Currently it consists of 52 people that don't know when to quit when there's no money coming in. I'm not actually interested in that at the moment. Later on, but again, I don't have the capability to survive that. Also, Schleswig-Holstein is, okay, Pomeranian Conquest of Warren. Oh, it's because of Ireland really. Are you specifically targeting Warren? Are you even adjacent to this? Oh, it's Stettin. Okay. For some reason thinking more Ghost. Yeah. Anyway. That should be good enough for me for now. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.